Yeah, so BMX Streets finally has its own stats menu built into the game, so we're going to have a look at some of the different settings, a few of my recommendations, because there's some interesting quirks to it, and yeah, we'll maybe talk about some other little updates that have been going on as well. First off though, we've kind of updated the setup a little bit. We've got a Sub Rosa skin. You don't really get different frames at the minute, it's only one single frame, but you can like apply skins on top of it, like textures and things like that. Also, Ro has been kind enough to make me this nice little set of bars. I don't know if anybody's going to know what these are, but they are London Bikes. It's like an old flatland company from the UK. And this was a set of bars that I used to ride way back. And he was nice enough to actually put them into the game. And they look kind of sick. So thank you so much. I got them this morning, literally, so I thought I had to use them immediately for a video. You'll also notice the marker has been updated. It's now my logo, and that was created by Skirt. So thank you for that. This is sick. I think the old potato got one as well. And also the outfit. These pants made by Therapist, I think. And the top, I can't remember if it's Sungod or Therapist made it. I'm getting confused who's done what with a lot of this stuff. But I did want a kind of hood up style character. So yeah, we've kind of got a pretty nice little setup going on for now. But for now, putting all that other stuff aside, let's go into the... It's called the master panel. Maybe turn up the scale just so you can see it a bit easier. Now, Veldin and the old potato have both done videos kind of going in depth on this panel. So I'm just going to stick to the things that I think are important to bring up, at least from my perspective. First one is gravity. For the most part in all of my videos, I've either used 14 or 14.5. That feels kind of like the sweet spot for me. If you have the Ro mod, Tricking Always Fire is currently not working, I don't think, but that'll probably be fixed. Master Speed 1.2. I think that feels pretty good. You get some nice fast whips, especially crank flips, because they never really worked that well before. Like, you never really hit them, especially if you're just doing a combo and you wanted to go back into a manual. You'd always kind of like fluff the landing. So that's kind of one advantage of having it a little bit faster. Also, I don't know if it's me, but when you brake now, you get this weird menu sound. So you can just go around like... Yeah. Big one right now is camera settings. For me, the default settings feel kind of gross because there's like a huge delay in the camera tracking behind you. This is the non-modded version. The Ro mod actually allows you to use the old camera if you really hate the new one. This doesn't feel too bad to me. I've kind of gotten used to it now, but you do have to modify it quite a lot from the base version. Just to show you what the base version is like, the main things are over here is your speed and tracking weight. So if you set these to the default, you click in the left stick. When you've got it on this setting, can you see there's a bit of a like lack of movement from the camera? There's a little bit of a delay to everything. So like if you're just turning around, you literally turn around completely and the camera doesn't follow you. Which for some people is probably okay, especially if you're going in a straight line. But I find it super disorientating, say if I just want to quickly go up and do a trick on something 90 degrees or something like that. Any slower, more technical styles feel a little off, and it gets a little bit nauseating after a while. Because it's like the camera's swimming around behind you in a sort of weird way. I noticed a few other people saying the same thing. It may be a love-hate kind of situation. But for me at least... Actually, let's maybe go over to the park bit. Yeah, you see how there's so much of a delay that you don't really see what's coming up? I said tech stuff, but actually I think maybe park riding is more affected by it. Straight line is fine, it's just if you're switching directions a lot, it doesn't keep up. So basically what Mash said is put the yaw speed to maximum and the tracking weight down to 0. And make sure the curve is on linear. I have changed the angle and a few other things around here as well, so if you do want to copy it as is, then feel free. But yeah, these three are the most important if you want to kind of solve that issue. Whoa. What is going on? His foot. Okay, he reset. Anyway, even with the settings I recommend, it can be a little tricky at times when it comes to things like quarters. Like, it will be a little bit of delay before it gets you to where you need it to. But it's not as bad as the default. Maybe for comparison, we'll go to Rosemod and put on the old camera and just see what the difference is. So if you press N, come into this, camera, use old camera, click it on, and you need to get off the bike and get on it again for it to fully reset. So with this, we should be fine. And you'll notice, maybe go back to the other side again, how instant it is. It switches back immediately. There's no... Yeah. It gets behind the rider as soon as possible, which, for me at least, is my preference. I feel like that's pretty immediate. I do like the new settings in terms of it. You can lower it down a bit. You can bring it closer to the rider. You can add more like field of view and different things like that, which can make it look a bit more like skate, like an up close kind of interesting angle. So it's just a case of finding what works for you. If all else fails, go back to the old camera. You may notice it here as well. I've gone back to the new setup. Just this kind of like swaying motion behind everything. Oh, another thing. Finally, been talking about it forever at this point. Smiths and Feebles do seem to be working really well now. Like, they just lock in, no problems. It's kind of been an on-off thing forever at this point. But I've had no real issues with them. Can we switch between them? We didn't get the Smith, but I reckon you could. So that's another good thing. Vehicle collision, I would recommend turning off. Because if you have it on, and you're doing whips, you guys are going to get caught up like this. It happens with quite a few tricks. Yeah. Like the can, he's getting stuck. And all sorts of weird stuff. Whoa, shit. Crossfit nose manual. Did you know I used to do these backwards at one point? I don't know if I'll have a picture of it. I needed a brake to help. Like, doing it brakeless would be psychopath style. But yeah, I used to be able to do these backwards. Used to go from switch foot, kick the tyre, and then cross the other foot over, which was fun. If you're wondering about markers as well, go to the Volution server. There's a few different ones out there now. So you got this backpack. Probably easier if I get off the bike. Got a cat. Deal with it. Got another cat. Bouncing cat. Pile of stuff. There's a few other ones as well, but obviously, me being me, I'm probably going to use my logo for now. So for console players at least, I know you don't actually have the game yet, and you don't know when it's coming out, but you can at least rejoice at the fact that you'll have access to a lot of different settings to customize it the way you want it to be. Obviously, the only other game that's done this is Session. Skater XL didn't, and we know what happened to them. So getting all this, and presumably more in the future as well, in place, will hopefully solve a lot of people's problems. The only other thing that you're not going to be able to have, I don't think, is clothing customization. Maybe there'll be some that gets put into Mod.io. But for the most part, you are going to be on... want to be on PC to get a lot of this custom stuff, like these bars somebody made for me. That's not going to be available on console, I don't think. But still, as much as possible, get it on console so people complain less. We're probably in a good position. Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to cover a few different things, show off what I'm doing settings-wise at the minute. Give it a try yourself. Let me know if you find the base camera nauseating or not. Some people love it and say it changes the way the game feels. For me, now I've got it set up like this, I'm okay. But for the most part, that bass kind of swimmy effect, I can't handle that, I don't think. It almost made me not want to play because it was making me feel a bit weird. Let me know what you think. Also, if you need any help with settings or other things, maybe give me a shout in the comments. That's about it, really. Plenty more to come. I have another session-style video on Saturday on a map. I don't know which map yet. We'll see. Plenty to come anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.